Welcome to the Intimate Talk series with Asi AnaOno. Special guest today is Dana Donofree, a fashion industry expert, a Harvard Business School graduate, very successful entrepreneur, incredibly creative individual, a breast cancer survivor, and a founder of AnaOno. It's a company that designs and manufactures intimates for women that have undergone breast surgery, often related to breast cancer. It's a pleasure to have you with us today, Dana.
Thank you, Ozzy.
I know that you have incredible personal and professional history. So if you can possibly let us know and tell us all about it from the very beginning.
We're going to go back. No, yes. I love that. I would like to say I've been a lifelong fashion designer. I know that sounds crazy, but I really did begin to sew as soon as I was able to have a needle in my hand. I was very grateful that my grandmother taught me how to sew at a very young age. We kind of called her the master tailor in the family, but I think she was of the generation, right, where she was literally making my mother's clothing for all of the daughters as they were growing up. And I would make and I would sew and I would make jewelry. And my high school friends remind me of my hustling days when I would bring the jewelry to junior high or high school and I would peddle it around and I would sell it to my friends. And it was really just something that was always running through my blood. My mom even has this binder from when I was probably 6 or 7 years old with the little croquis that I would then draw on the outfit, and it would be available in purple and green and yellow because those were all of the colors in my color pencil kit. And I would write down how much it would cost and all the different options and the sizes. And nobody was really teaching me this. It was just all really coming out of my brain, really. And as things progressed, I eventually landed myself at Savannah College of Art and Design, of which case I studied fashion. And from there, went out to New York City. And I was in a private label knitwear company. I was on the team that relaunched Hang 10. That was around for a bit and then ended up dissolving in time. And then I landed at a high fashion company called Kaufman Franco. And I was with Kaufman Franco for many years. And then I whisked myself out of New York City and landed in Denver, Colorado, of all places, with my new fiance. And I really thought I was never going to work in fashion again. I thought that was kind of it. I thought that I was going out to Denver, Colorado. There was not going to be any fashion work for me. And I decided I was going to go and get my master's in international business because I really enjoyed traveling the world, working with my factories in different countries, sourcing material from Europe and all the work that I had done at Kaufman Franco. And I thought, I could kind of take this a little bit more seriously and maybe become a fashion executive rather than only being a designer. And as I was pursuing that, I landed a great job actually at a children's accessories company. So I went from designing beautiful Italian silk wool suits and gorgeous Swarovski crystal dresses that were on, the red carpet at the Oscars to baby socks at Walmart, which was fun. But hey, it was a new challenge. And I actually really enjoyed the work, and I thought I would just go to school at nighttime. And as I was planning on changing that projection of my life, I actually received a breast cancer diagnosis a day before my 28th birthday.
Oh, wow.
And from there, everything changed.
Yes, quite a story. Well, I'm sure it's kind of that. Let me share this presentation again. I'm sure it's very similar to other women's stories that this day does come, and that kind of happens, and it changes everything. So, but I know that you started your company out of necessity, and it became not only you overcame this disease, but also now you're helping other women, which is a noble task. And I love what your company stands for. I love your website. We'll talk extensively about it today. And this slide really shows your history, the history of the company, and from that day on. So if you can just take us a little bit through that.
Well, yeah, it's a long history because it really started with my story. And in February of 2010, I found a lump in my breast on accident. I was in the shower, and I really didn't expect that or have on my radar really that breast cancer could be a thing. I actually didn't even know in 2010 that young women got breast cancer. We weren't talking about it in the same way that we're talking about it today 10 years ago. A lot of things change in 10 years, right? And it was just this reality that I got thrust into a world that wasn't built for me. The entire ecosystem surrounding breast cancer was built for our grandmothers at that point in time. We talked about old women getting breast cancer. Older women got their breast screenings annually. This is not something that was on the radar of young women, especially if you didn't have a family history. We weren't even talking about a family history as strong as we are talking about it today. So when I found this lump on accident, I thought, oh, I probably have dense breast tissue, just like my little sister did a few months ago with her gynecologist, and my best friend had done with her gynecologist. I expected to go and hear the same thing. And unfortunately, that wasn't the answer that I received. I got the call that I was diagnosed with breast cancer as I was out shopping for my honeymoon with my mother and my soon-to-be mother-in-law. And in that moment, my entire life changed. And as it does for anybody who receives something as traumatic as a cancer diagnosis. And I just know that every step of the way, every doctor's appointment I went to, every time I went shopping for a new bra, I would have to explain to everybody how I had breast cancer. And the look back at me was always a look of sadness, because I clearly was a very young woman. But also, like, people just weren't equipped to deal with somebody so young, what to say, how to react, how to even serve me. And the reason why AnaOno starts with my story was I had gone to a mastectomy store, and I was fitted by a very, very kind and caring older woman. And she had brought me an arm full of mastectomy bras. And they were all beige. They were all polyester. They were all like very girdly, like they were definitely a foundation garment. And I had a bilateral mastectomy with breast reconstruction. And so I didn't need all of that bra. I didn't need it all. And I just asked her, I said, well, does any of these come in black? And she just looked at me and with this sad face and these sad eyes and said, no, honey, this is all that's available to you now. And this was after failed attempt after failed attempt after failed attempt of finding something that fit my new body. And I just, in that moment, was broken. I was completely, I was already shaved down to the core of the person that I was. My hair was gone. My eyebrows were gone. My eyelashes were gone. My breasts were gone. And now I was being told that these sports bras I was wearing underneath my clothing was my new life. That meant my wardrobe was gone. That just meant everything. Cancer changed everything, literally everything in my life. And in that moment, I went to sleep many weeks later and just had been really depressed about this whole experience and this understanding that my body was now different. And I woke up in the middle of the night, literally with a hot flash, because this is what happens when you're on all of these meds. And it just dawned on me that my underwear drawer was dictating so much of my life, that the fact that I couldn't find a bra that fit my body, that helped me feel empowered and confident and comfortable. And I'm going to say it's sexy, right? A sports bra is not sexy. Fast forward to COVID, maybe they are, I don't know, but they're not. And I just realized I was changing everything in my life just to adapt to this one garment I was able to actually find that fit my body. And I kind of said to myself, here I am. I'm young. I already knew this was incredibly unique because everybody I was introduced to told me how young I was.
Mhm.
I was a fashion designer. I was actually equipped with the tools to like design and make products that fit my new body. And then thirdly, I was kind of crazy enough to do it. So from there, I started, I started sketching. I started ripping apart every single bra that I had in my drawer to understand why they didn't fit me, what wasn't working, why were the underwires painful, why were the cups not sized correctly, why did I have bubbling and gapping in places that I didn't before my breast surgery. I
Mhm.
worked with plastic surgeons to understand why my body was so different. And was I the only person with this problem? I mean, I think that when I went to the internet, which again, 2010, we weren't really shopping for bras in 2010 on the internet yet. I just had moved from MySpace to Facebook. So let's just throw it out there. Let's just go ahead and say it.
Right.
The, the reality is that the options were so incredibly limited. And there really was the true quintessential grandma mastectomy bra, and that was it. And I wasn't going to live my life like that. So I started designing my own. I started sewing my own bras, and I thought I would just kind of like have this little shop on Etsy that other women like me, because clearly there wasn't enough of us for anybody to be paying attention to, would find me on Etsy, and I would make them a custom bra, and I would, wrap it in pretty tissue and put a little cute little handwritten note in there, and I would send it out, and I would do it in my free time.
Mhm.
And what I eventually and quickly realized was that I wasn't alone. And there were many, many women out there that were not pleased with the options that they had, and didn't feel beautiful and the options that they were given. So I realized I wasn't alone. We just weren't talking about it.
Right.
And I really set out to not just sort of disrupt the mastectomy industry, but I really set out to change the way that we see mastectomy, because mastectomy means a lot of things now. It doesn't just mean the loss and the removal of your breast. It's so much more than that, and that's why AnaOno really is so much more than a bra.
That's so true. Let me share my screen again. And we'll go to the next slide. And I love your mission statement, because it's not just bras for post surgery, or just women that were diagnosed with the breast cancer. This is a site with incredibly comfortable bras, and I look through all of them, and I want all of them because they are amazing. And your statement kind of unites everyone. It's a statement of unity, statement of understanding. Instead of like separating people on, being, you're kind of being sick, but you're being healthy. This is an incredibly beautiful, all-encompassing invitation to visit your website and see what it offers. But let's go back. Breast cancer is a very serious disease, and requires very serious procedures. And when I went to your website, at first it was an incredible learning curve. It has so much information, and I started learning and I started researching. It's an age of information. So, and I found these different terms that made me incredibly curious. So if you can just, let's talk a little bit about all these different um, words and procedures and um, possibilities for women, and then what you have on your website to answer all these different needs.
I'm so impressed with you, Ozzy, because I think you really dove in here, just, not even just for us to do this together, but to like really be uncrack the mystery, right? And figure some of this out, because in reality, we don't talk about breast cancer in the right way. For many, many years, we've talked about breast cancer as a pink ribbon and something that women celebrate. And that couldn't be further from the truth. The reality is that every breast cancer diagnosis requires some form of surgery. The only people that don't undergo a surgery is if you're diagnosed stage 4, which means the cancer has moved beyond the breast. and actually surgically removing it is not necessarily always required because the cancer is present in other parts of your body. And this is part of the reason why I think the mastectomy industry was incredibly behind, was that surgery procedures are changing at lightning speed, and treatments are getting better. And there's so many options. First of all, breast cancer, there's not just one type. There's multiple types of different breast cancers that all require different treatments and or surgeries, really. And I think that the options for women to undergo a reconstructive surgery following their mastectomy is now higher and more acceptable than ever. Just believe it or not, it was only 20 years ago that insurance was actually required to cover your reconstructive surgery. So reconstructive surgeries before 1999, women were paying for them out of pocket, which is actually quite amazing and something for me that's difficult for me to wrap my head around, to be completely honest. We know that there are over 300,000 women a year that are diagnosed with breast cancer. We know that about a third of them undergo a reconstructive surgery. This is very different. 40 years ago, they were treating the surgeries with radical mastectomies, which then would require that quintessential mastectomy bra that would, house a breast form and hold a breast to help mimic that look underneath a woman's clothing. Now, those arguably so, those forms, those shapes happen underneath our skin now. It's part of our bodies. But we have to remember that a form of treatment is the amputation of a breast. I know that sounds really heavy, but this is what these patients are going through. They're removing every singular tissue and cell underneath their skin to hopefully save their life, right? This is more than just a physical trauma. This is also a mental trauma.
Absolutely.
This affects us the way we feel, the way we think, our femininity, our identity, our sexuality.
Yeah.
These all go with removing the breast. They change, they evolve, they develop. When I was, for instance, when I was diagnosed in 2010 and I had implant reconstruction, I have no nipples, right? So my reconstruction, even 10 years ago, was not as accelerated as it is today, where nipple conservation was even a possibility. So what does that do, right? That creates a different shape of a breast. I have no apex. I really have no reason for padding or for underwires or for, I always kind of say that lift, separate, support, like all of the things that we do to bras and how we make women's natural breast tissue look. All of that goes out the window, completely out the window. And the reality is that surgeries are progressing so incredibly quickly, but so is society, right? So we're changing as well. There's a huge women's movement and liberation to levels that we've never seen before. And we have customers. So for us, right, body type is a really important thing. We actually call it boob inclusion because it's not just about their shape, size, color, all of those things. It's actually about, do you even have breasts?
Right.
Because that's where we have to start, right? And each of those surgeries have different outcomes. So you can choose to have an implant reconstruction. You can choose to have a flap reconstruction, which is autonomous tissue that's moved then and molded into the shape of a breast.
Right.
You can choose to remain flat. If you're flat, you may want breast forms to mimic the shape that used to be there, but you may also want to just live your life without any breasts. And we call that flat closure. Just because you don't have breasts doesn't mean you don't want to feel sexy, right? This is up here.
Yes, absolutely.
This isn't here.
Yes, it's a huge psychological aspect to all this. Absolutely. Yes.
100%. And when I officially launched AnaOno in 2014, because it took a few years for me to get there as I was working my full-time job and funding, really starting the business and funding it.
Right.
I'd received an email from a customer. Hoda actually retweeted our launch party because she was friends with my dear late friend Jill, who was in our launch campaign. And I was just getting emails from women around the world that were just so thrilled and excited I was starting this line. And one woman's story was how she had tried to reconstruct, but she had lost the reconstruction due to infection. And she had only one wish. And that wish was that her partner could unhook a sexy black bra that actually fit her body. And that left a lasting impression on me. I had no idea. I didn't even know that there were patients that were losing their breast reconstruction. I didn't even know that some women were forced to live flat, not by choice, but because surgeries failed them or treatments failed them. And I just took that with me everywhere I went. And I realized it wasn't about our breasts. It wasn't about the bra. It was about how we wanted to express ourselves, express our femininity, and really just be ourselves, right? With or without the breasts. The breasts didn't matter, right? And I felt like that was just such a huge pivotal point for me that really shaped everything that I've done moving forward. You know, I was a patient and a woman that didn't have nipples. So it was really hard for me to look at myself in the mirror. I felt like I was disassociated to my body. I would go into a store and I would have to explain to somebody what I went through and what did breast cancer mean. And when they would bring me all of these bras because they fit me on my bust and they fit me at my underbust, and I had to look at them and say, well, none of these are going to fit me. And they would say, oh, sure they will. I was like, no, they don't. I'm letting you know, these are not the bras that fit me. I can't wear underwire. I can't wear a molded cup. I can't. And it was just, you know, I was everywhere I was going, I was educating. And I realized that with not just AnaOno being who and what we are, we also had to educate about what is breast cancer, right? Because nobody knew I needed a different bra because nobody understood what breast reconstruction was.
Right.
And that was a huge, you know, you'll see if you follow us on Instagram, if you read our blog, you know, we are very forward with showing the world what mastectomy looks like, because the world needed to see it. And we did a New York Fashion Week show in 2017. I do it with an organization called #Cancerland. And we raise money to fund stage 4 metastatic breast cancer research, which is the only breast cancer that kills. And in 2017, we had this opportunity to do the show at New York Fashion Week. And I said, you know, I really want to make sure that we show the world what breast cancer actually looks like. And at that point in time, the CFDA had the rules that showing a woman's nipples were considered nudity. So I told the producer of the show, I promise you won't see any nipples.
Right.
And he said, okay. And right behind that, we showed the world what a mastectomy scar looked like with incredible advocates like Erica Hart and my dear late friend, Kieta, and Beth Fairchild, and people that were flat, people that had reconstructed breasts, people that, my friend Paige Moore of Previvor, who we put pasties on her reconstructed chest. And we went viral on New York Times, like within hours, because just nobody had that level or those guts to really show, like, this is what it looks like to live with breast cancer. And these women are strong and they are beautiful and they are powerful and they are sexy. Like, they're hot.
Well, being confident is sexy. And it takes enormous courage to do what you do. And, you know, for women to show their scars, it also takes incredible courage. I think it's very, very noble, noble task. So let's go further. I can't wait to show everyone your website. Can you see it?
Yes, it looks great.
Okay, good. I also think the same. I think so. So on your website, you have these amazing styles, and they are separated in different categories. So tell us a little bit about how you make women's search easier and more pleasant.
You know, for us, I had mentioned it earlier, you know, boob inclusion is really at the top of our priority list. And the reason being is because when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, the world didn't understand me yet. And I would go to, say, a mastectomy store, or even at that time, maybe grab a few pictures online. And I was always shown what product was supposed to fit me, but on a beautiful model that was healthy, that had gorgeous natural breasts, and I could tell the difference. I
Right.
knew that those weren't reconstructed breasts. I knew that they weren't missing a breast. And it was just one more way to alienate me, even through the community that was supposed to be supporting me.
Right.
And I really, when I launched AnaOno, said, I'm going to make sure that every bra I make and I sell is shot on an actual patient that has been through what I've been through. And what we've realized through the years is that that is not enough. And even though, in a lot of ways, I've been paving the change of the conversation within the community about surgery decisions and choices and a lot of these like technical aspects, because I took that burden on as a small business because I needed to, so people knew what I was doing. It's really important to me to serve our customers in that way, because you don't know that person's story, and everybody's story is so incredibly unique. So what we're really, really proud of, and finally we got caught up to the technology, and the technology gave us the resources that we needed. We have a new way of shopping, which is shop by body type. So
Right.
it's not just about plus size or petite or small bust versus large bust. It's about shopping bras that fit you if you just have one breast. Shopping the bras that fit you if you have no breasts. What about if you do use breast forms, or what we call foobs?
Right.
So, are you implant? Are you flap? These are all choices, very personal choices that people make. And we really believe in empowering our customers with those choices. So we have a way to shop by body type, which allows our customer to see that person looking back at them, which is just so incredibly important, because you don't want to feel like you're strange. And we are different. So it's okay that you're different, because different is beautiful, right? And we want to encourage that. We also have a way to shop that really targets where you are in treatment. And this is really important because every cancer is treated differently. So maybe you're undergoing surgery. Well, while you're undergoing surgery, you really have like a unique products that fit you at that point of time in the process. Maybe you're going to have radiation therapy. Your skin's going to get really sensitive. It's going to get a burning sensation. You can even potentially have some infections or some skin opening wounds as you're undergoing radiation therapy. It all depends on how your body reacts to the treatment. You need a soft, comfortable bra to get you through that, right? I actually spoke to a radiation oncologist at one point in time, and I asked him, I said, well, tell me what you tell your patients. And he told me, he says, I tell them to go buy a cotton t-shirt, put it on, and to put their bra over top of their cotton t-shirt.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. That is quite an advice.
I looked at him and I said, please promise me one thing, that you will never say that to another patient ever again. Because I don't know what woman feels good about herself putting on a cotton t-shirt, putting a bra over top of it, and then putting on another shirt. Because we're not walking out of the house with a bra on the outside of our t-shirt.
Yes, wow.
But this poor, loving, caring, gentle doctor who's trying to just help his patients get through it, like that was the only thing in his mind that was like, well, that might be the only thing that keeps you comfortable.
Yes.
And we don't want that to have to be the doctor's answers. We want to give them something that's actually going to be productive to help their patients heal and recover, because we know when you feel good, you heal better, right? That's
Absolutely. Oh, that is
100%.
so true.
And then it could be, the surgery processes and the treatments can last up to a year sometimes a year and a half. And then we like to say, we'll get you back into the bedroom. So we want to make sure you're really enjoying and learning to love your new life. your new body, your new breasts or no breasts. But all of this takes time. It doesn't happen overnight.
I can't agree more. Oh my God! And let me show everyone, to our viewers, these incredible styles that you have, and not just bras. You have amazing assortment. So you have camisoles that are very supportive, and you have also this great knickers, I'd like to call them. And your materials are super soft. I think this one is made of modal, correct?
Yeah, so we really use modal in most of our collection, mostly because it's an amazing textile. It has so many natural properties to why it is so fantastic. It's buttery soft.
Yes.
It's cooling to the touch, which again is really important when you have scarring or incisions or radiation therapy. It's smooth. It doesn't pill a lot. You can wash it, which is huge, especially if you're in the recovery process. It's naturally antimicrobial. It's anti-wicking.
Yes.
But even our underwear, it seems crazy. You might not know this by just like seeing this flat little image, but our underwear is all cut a little bit higher because a lot of our customers, if they have undergone a flap surgery, which I mentioned earlier, where you move the autonomous tissue to recreate a breast, a lot of times that comes out of your abdomen. So there's a lot of scarring. Not every woman loves to bare her scars to everybody. She likes to kind of have them a little bit protected and shielded. And also potentially, having hysterectomies and oophorectomies and some of these other surgeries to remove the ovaries or other problematic areas when it comes to a cancer patient. These are not necessarily scars that everybody wants to cloud around. So all of our underwear is even cut a little bit higher just to make sure we're masking that and really empowering our customer to feel good in her own skin.
Absolutely, it does show. It shows even on the website. When I look at this garment, I see it's high waisted. That it has amazingly soft, lacy elastic at the waist. It's supportive but not confining. So it's amazing. It's amazing garment. Bravo. And let's talk about FOOPs. It's also a trademark, right? So
Yes,
I'd
yes.
love to learn about that.
So, FOOPs to us is a bit of us having a little fun. We do have a little fun at AnaOno because I always say if you don't laugh, you cry. So, you'll see a bit of that throughout everything that we do. But the FOOPs are just our life hack into the world of mastectomy. And I'll tell you, because the customers that we attract tell us that they spent a lot of money on their breast forms, that they're hot, they're heavy, they're uncomfortable, they cause them pain. They don't like the bras that they have to wear the breast forms. And even though they might use them for a special occasion, it doesn't feel like everyday life to them. A lot of times they're sitting collecting dust in their lingerie drawer. I am so about practicality. I can't even tell you. As a cancer patient, I do not want to waste one penny on something I'm not going to use, because it's not just my clothing or my underwear or my breast prosthesis. It's my wardrobe, my shirts. It's the way I have to, my face creams, my deodorants, my makeup, my hair, everything becomes conscious purchasing when you become a cancer patient, because your money is going to your medical bills, right? Cancer is not free. So this is our little life hack to help those customers and those patients with the choice of wanting to achieve some sort of shaping underneath their clothing. And that's why we call them FOOBs, because they're your fake boobs. And it's just our little life hack. I think it's a breast prosthesis will 100% do the job that it needs to do if that's what you're looking for. But we pride ourselves in comfort over support in that way. So, I would rather encourage our customer to feel just as good without a breast prosthesis as she does with one.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So if she wants to wear the bra flat one day, awesome. She wants to slide a little form in there the next day, awesome. You have a choice. It doesn't have to be boobs every day. You can some days be boobs, some days not be boobs.
That's a great message. Not create stereotypes or rules. I hate rules actually in my life.
100%. I'm a rule breaker if you haven't picked up on that already.
Yes. Well, thank God we need people like you. So you also have amazing loungewear, and I believe that it's also modal.
Hmm.
And this great camisole. And let's talk a little bit about, this slide is here. Well, it's because it's my favorite bra.
It's your favorite side. Yes. And this is a
And
beautiful bra.
I love lacy styles, and I see here that you've been in many publications and shows, and this voted as the best post mastectomy bra in Style magazine. Correct?
Correct. Yeah.
It's
I,
gorgeous.
yeah, it, it's so much of what I started with AnaOno was because of what I desired as a patient myself. And one of the biggest pivotal points of me really creating this brand was that all I was wearing was a sports bra every day.
Right.
And it was because it was the only thing that fit me. So I kind of said to myself, if it's going to be a sports bra, why can't a sports bra just be sexy? And what I did with my very initial collection that we launched with in 2013, 2014 was that I kind of wanted to fill every facet of my underwear drawer. Well, in that facet of underwear drawer needed to be a sexy lace bra. Like it had to be there. Even though you might not wear it every day, you want it for date night, you want it for sexy time, you want all of that. So this here is the Gloria. And I will say that all of our bras are named after, some version of namesake in our collection from the models that have modeled it or been in shows or made an impact in my life. And this is Gloria, and we might actually see her a little bit later. But Gloria is actually a beautiful 70-year-old hot mama with implant reconstruction.
Fantastic.
She's actually a grandma, and it's a beautiful thing because we love her so much. But this is Abby actually modeling the Gloria. Abby is what we call a previver, and she's undergone a preventative mastectomy surgery with implant reconstruction, just like Angelina Jolie did, right? Everybody knows the Angelina Jolie story.
Yeah.
Abby's 22 years old.
Oh, wow.
She's very young, right? So this is who the mastectomy patient is today. And I just love it because this is actually our third rendition of this bra because as anybody else here that manages and runs a bra company knows, you don't always have the same lace available. So every time I've had to redesign the bra because I needed to find a new lace to replace it. But it's literally our number one, and it's such a great piece. It's pocketed so you can put your breast forms in. There's no apex, there's no underwire, there's no side boning. It has a nice shallow cup to make sure it fits those with implants or with breast forms or with FUBs. And it also does, give you a little bit of a soft support in case you do have one natural breast or one reconstructed, or even one with a form. And I just love it because to us, this is the definition of getting you back to the bedroom. This is the bra that does that.
Absolutely. I love lacy bras. I always wear them, but it's actually our conversation last time reminded me of something, that I did have a breast surgery. It wasn't the tumor was not benign. And can you imagine how I completely blocked it out of my mind? And then after our meeting, I was like, oh my God, I remember that I had nothing to wear because breasts become swollen and sore the next day and few days after the surgery. And none of my underwire bras felt good. Nothing. My underwear drawer felt bad to me. Right after the surgery, I had nothing to wear. This bra is incredibly comfortable, and I see how the cup extends under the arm, providing for this room with no seams for breasts that if they're swollen, and it's just altogether incredibly comfortable fit. And as like, to me, designer and developer, I can tell that. And wider straps, so everything, no underwires, very nice shape under bust, everything tells about comfort. So it's altogether, all around amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, I do love it. I do love it.
I love this garment as well, and it's not a bra, but who said bra has to be small? It's a
100%. I love that. I love that.
It's a bra top and also super comfortable. And I see how this lace is very supportive, not confining. Beautiful garment, modern, amazing, amazing design on the lace, white straps, adjusters, just everything that any woman would need. And here on the front is also very, very good. And this is also probably, and I love that you're not uh, photographing models. So these are regular women, right? They're women who probably survived cancer, underwent surgery. So if you can just tell us a little bit about these amazing, amazing women.
Yeah, and this is Gina, and actually, if you stay here for 1 minute, I'm sure most of us are all lingerie professionals here, but you can see she's actually missing her right breast.
Yes.
And this is so important to the stories that we tell, because you know, it's never my intention that you notice how many breasts these people have first. It's that you notice them and then you see their bodies. And I think that we do a really good job. And it's really because, honestly, the brave patients that we have that come out and model for us just really blossom in these environments. And Gina actually had a very rare form of breast cancer. It's called Paget's. And it took many, many years before she actually got diagnosed. She had a child. It wasn't until her nipple began to bleed and discharge that they continued to do the testing on a breast cancer diagnosis. And she ended up with this rare form of breast cancer, of which case she removed her breast and she got an implant. Well, a few years down the road, she actually suffered from BII, which is breast implant illness. And when we talk about some of the choices of customers or people that you might be seeing, this is the demographic of women that have undergone a breast augmentation, a breast reconstruction, have put implants in, but are having adverse effects, some sort of reaction to the implant. It can manifest its way in many different symptoms and side effects. Typically, when they remove the implant, a lot of those symptoms and side effects go away. This is Gina's story. And two, what we also do is in our blog, we really make sure that we highlight and share this information, because Gina's story is somebody else's story too. Although unique and different, somebody's going to share in that same process, decision-making, diagnoses, all of that. So we really want to help educate and inform our customer as well, and make that, you know, bring them as a part of our community to help make them feel comfortable and confident in what they're going through in life. And this is, our favorite camisole, this beautiful wrap top camisole is really an incredible piece. It's great for breast forms. It's great if you're flat. You can see how smoothly it's laying against her chest. And some women are just camisole wearers. Like I don't wear a camisole. I did when I had breast, or when I couldn't find a bra. But with these hot flashes, I could not imagine adding another layer to my skin. So, but it's really an important piece for all of those other reasons.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. Absolutely. And here it is.
There it is.
Another amazing woman. Let's talk about her. She is flying.
This is Anna, and she was also, or she is also a young woman. She's also a dancer. So we asked her to dance a little bit. You can see how she comes to life. I actually didn't realize that she was in chemo when I casted her. And we have a really supportive community. I pretty much say, hey, I'm going to be in Chicago. We're going to do a photo shoot. Send me a message if you want to be in it. And that's how we find a lot of our models. And she sent me a picture. She was wearing a wig. Mm-hmm. And she showed up to set, and she had her scarf on around her head. She had her hair in her hand. And I was like, she goes, oh, well, do you want me to put my wig on? And I said, actually, I would really love it if you feel comfortable enough to model with your bald head. And she's like, oh my God, I would love that. Are you sure you want to do that? And I said, absolutely. Let's tell this story. And I think that was so powerful.
Yes.
Yeah. So not all of these things are planned, right? Some of this is completely unintentional, but it's really amazing. Those loungewear pants are coming. They're coming in November. You're going to love them. You're going to freak out. It's all modal. It's like butter on your body.
Yeah,
so
they look gorgeous.
That's all I got to say.
So these are the FOBs, correct? On this
Yep. So
picture.
this is actually a breast prosthesis that is a custom breast prosthesis, which lies against the woman's skin, so it concaves and divots just like their body. So this is Jamie Lee. We laugh because she says she goes both ways, but really she lives her life flat and with prosthesis. So she's like my ideal customer. So these are a custom form made by True Life. And this is just our bra, because our bras work really well for those that have the custom breast forms that fit up against their skin. Our bras are great to go over top of it. They're a beautiful dressing because you don't intend to put them into a pocket. So they're not weighted for that reason. And this is just a great way to help that patient feel like they've really secured their breast prosthesis to their body.
Absolutely. And it looks like it will, after it's all done, it will look amazing because the fabric, I feel, is stretchy and supportive.
Correct.
It will look absolutely beautiful.
And here you go. This is Jamie Flat.
Yes.
she loves it. She loves to be flat. She loves her breast prosthesis. It really depends on her mood for the day. And I think like she's just like the quintessential AnaOno woman.
Yes, confident and beautiful.
and here you go again, a perfect example of what does it look like under the bra, right? This is the part of breast cancer that most people weren't seeing before we really stepped out and said we need to see this, because Jamie is just as beautiful without her breasts as she is with her breast forms inside the pockets of her bra.
Absolutely.
And this is your customers. This is what they look like, in that dressing room.
No, absolutely. And I love when I went to on your website, there were wonderful testimonials and more pictures of real women where all women can recognize themselves. They can see themselves. So, so let's talk a little bit about these additions to the robe. Because it is for recovery procedure, I understand, right?
Correct. So after following the mastectomy, you can see in the right photo there that there are these drains that exit the body to help release the fluid. So this process can be from 2 to 4 weeks long, depending on how invasive the surgery was and the person's body type. But our whole loungewear program has this drain management system that's adaptable into every single piece of the loungewear. So we have the robe, which is just the #1 ticket to get yourself wheeled out of your mastectomy with your dignity and femininity intact. You could just wrap yourself up, put your drains in the pocket, get wheeled on out of that hospital and go to your couch and go back to sleep.
Right.
It's made of that beautiful model. Again, I just couldn't, in my mind, spend one more penny on something that I knew I was only going to use for a fraction of time. So the reason why the belt is removable is because I want you to throw the belt away. I want you to burn it. I want you to slash it. I want you to cut it up, but I still want you to have that beautiful robe that you're going to wear, throughout. Because no reason to waste your money on something that's just going to be for a moment in time. And then that belt can also go into, we have a wrap dress, we have a romper, and then those beautiful lounge pants that you saw in Abby earlier actually have pockets in the waistband. So they also hold the drains in the event. You have both pieces. So we're excited to bring that collection back here in November.
So you have a whole recovery system.
It is literally a system, yes, and it works, and every piece is utilized without the belt. We have had pictures of rompers and dresses at brunches, so I'm always very proud of those customers. Like, girl, go! I love that.
Oh, fantastic! And I love your colors. There's something to be said about colors, and we'll see more to come in the slides. These are sexy. These are sexy, warm, feminine colors. I love the rose. I love. You have beautiful nude, you have black, which I, of course, always wear.
Always.
And many women find it very sexy. I also love your front closures. And I'm a big advocate for this. I already mentioned I went shopping with my 79 years old mom, and she just cannot, her shoulder joints are not equipped anymore to go all the way back. And many women, probably anybody who has, you mentioned heart surgery, women with the heart surgery, but any type of injuries of shoulders, they prevent women to use back closures. So these front closures are super comfortable, and I wish we had more bras with them.
Yeah, front closers are our number one sellers, and it's great for limited range of motion, ease to get in and out of. And I talked a lot about sports bras earlier in my own process of recovery, but they're very difficult to get on and off over your head and even over your implants. So both of our sports bras actually either clasp in the front or in the back, just for ease of dressing.
Yes, absolutely. I cannot agree more. And this is Bianca, beautiful bra. I love the mesh back. I love that it's racer back construction. So, and I feel like you even have probably more to offer than meets the eye, because the blood circulation is very, very important during the recovery, and really, honestly, every day. But during recovery, especially, and I think that this construction and not regular straps that actually press on
Right.
on shoulders and stop circulation. These constructions are very, very good for recovery.
Absolutely. And great for breast reduction as well. One of our best bras for breast reduction.
Absolutely. And this is the same bra, Bianca, in nude, gorgeous color as well. And I love this sports bra, which is surplus, gorgeous colors. Reminds me caramel. You know, it looks
I
like
love it.
almost like pastry.
Exactly.
They feel good bra, and beautiful, beautiful, elegant in black with just amazing keyhole, and it's just a smart sports bra. You
Right.
know, regardless of kind of, you know, breast cancer topic, just wonderful, wonderful, rare, because I don't find a lot of really good constructed sexy sports bras on the market, and this one definitely is. And I think that exercise is so important during recovery, especially yoga. And I love this picture. I adore yoga myself. I always practice it, and it remedies not just the body but also the mind.
Yes,
And
and actually, this is one of our models that was in her expander. So she had just had her mastectomy only weeks before the shoot, and she was very excited because you can tell she's on her forearms because that's as far as she can reach. Several weeks after our shoot, she sent me a picture of her arms all the way above her head, and she goes, "Look at what I can do now." And I was like, "Oh, it
oh,
was just perfect."
oh wow. Oh my God. So it just there's much more depth to all these pictures than I can meet the eye.
Totally.
Love these women, love these pictures, and I'm sure they have their stories, but I love how happy, healthy, and strong they look.
Thank you. Because
Yeah.
they are. Yeah.
And here is more, and um, love that. Absolutely. It's, you know, this picture, I think, is like your website, is like your company. It's all about support, um, all about just feeling good about, you know, every day of the life, despite of what happens. Just feeling good and very happy, and moving, exercising, and just fighting the disease. Um, and let me just so before we end our amazing amazing conversation, I'm so grateful for all the information. I'm sure that viewers absolutely loved this talk and everything you had to share. And I just have one more video to share. Let me see if I can do it correctly.
And just to add here at the end, I know we were chatting all the way up until we started, but if you do need any information, please feel free to email me at dd@AnaOno. And just so you know, if you forget, AnaOno is my name, Dana Donofree, without the double D's.
Oh, wonderful. So let's see if we can run it.
I was worried that I wouldn't regain my strength. At first, I was scared to start running again.
Oh, do you want to start it? I think it started in the middle a little bit.
I used to run.
Let's run it from the beginning.
There you
Something
go.
happened in it. And from the
Thank you.
run it again.
If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. I am a survivor. I'm a previver. I am a 2-time cancer survivor. I am a previver. Doctor advised me to not lift more than 5 pounds. I was worried that I wouldn't regain my strength. At first, I was scared to start running again. I used to tell everyone I'm a runner, and I say I used to run, and I said, why don't I run? And I got up, put my sneakers on, walked out the door, and started running. It means I'm me. I never thought I was going to feel strong again. I never thought that I was going to get back to that strength that I had before surgery. And I'm so proud and I'm so grateful that today, 2.5 years later, I am just as tough as I was before. My health has been extremely important to me before my surgery, during, and after. All the surgeries and treatments, and I finally found myself again. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. You have to keep moving forward.
Wow, I tried not to cry this time. But oh my God, it is such an amazing video. And so just before we say our goodbyes, what do you want to tell women, all women that have been diagnosed, had any type of surgery? What would you like to tell them?
I would like to leave taking the opportunity that this is October, and I want to remind you all that we are our best detection tool, that you must perform your monthly breast exams. If you feel something, you must say something. You have to call the doctor. You have to ask for your screening. You have to ask for your test. You are your best advocate and detection tool. So please remember that your health is literally in your own hands. And if you have had the unfortunate life circumstance where a cancer diagnosis has walked into your life, know that you may be different, but we really believe that different is beautiful, because we are, and we are always here to support you no matter what. And we just thank you all for tuning in and hearing my story. It's really been an honor to share. And I just really appreciate you, Asi, and the team at Curve. That can really, help elevate important conversations for all of our health and well-being. And I hope that everybody learned a little something about what their customers might have faced and who they are when they walk in your door, because that experience is really important.
Thank you so much, Donna. So from the bottom of my heart, and it's been amazing dialogue, very informative, and well, I just hope that women just go straight to your website, and because it's not just a place to buy lingerie, it's a community. There is so much more. There's amazing blog connections to different organizations, supportive organizations, and I know that you are also involved in different charities and different non-for-profit organizations. So please connect. Please use this opportunity, or just if you like to go and buy very comfortable, amazing, nicely constructed lingerie in the sexy colors, please also visit AnaOno.com. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, Comexposium team, for this topic. Again, very interesting, very complicated, but very, very needed topic. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.